This is a holiday film about holiday puppets in New York City. But I say, not just New York, it's for everybody in the whole world.
The whole world? Who do you think you are, Santa Claus?
I'm Craig Marin,
I'm Olga Felgemacher.
and these are some of our Flexitoons, and we're here to talk about holiday puppets in New York City. Shows that we watched growing up on TV in New York, because we had the masters of children's entertainment here. It's true. We had Soupy Sales and Chuck McCann, who was a mentor to me, and the Paul Ashley puppets that Chuck McCann used, and Sandy Becker. And Sandy Becker was kind of the first in New York of all those guys. He gave Chuck McCann his break. And Sandy Becker had a great repertory cast of puppets. And in 1961, he did his version of A Christmas Carol. And everybody of my generation from the New York tri-state area that saw it just went crazy for it. It's like Brigadoon. It comes up every Christmas, and they think about it in fond memories, but it's far away. But it had a remarkable cast of puppets. Sir Clive was Bob Cratchit, and Tiny Tim was Marvin Mouse, and Giba Giba here actually played Scrooge.
Yeah, what am I doing here?
Well, when Sandy passed away, we inherited you guys.
Passed out? Passed out, I understand. Passed away, I don't get that.
You don't need to know, but you live here now.
Ah! I knew I smelled something.
No, so he played Scrooge, and it was really a wonderful thing. And at the end of the show, this little puppet came up and he said, "Well, that's the end of the story." And this little puppet came up and he talked like this, and he said, "You never thanked me." And they were like, "Who are you in the show?" "I'm Humbug." So it was really nice. Gave Humbug a personality. That's all. No, cut.
He likes my nose. Yeah, boogie music.
Not on my pants. Giba Giba. And so watching all these people do puppet shows in New York was something really aspirational. I wanted to be just like those guys. My dad worked in Macy's, and they used to have puppet shows in Macy's window. And he would take me to see them, and I'd watch 3 or 4 shows in a row, standing outside there in the cold. I didn't know. And, I don't know if the shows were good or bad or not, but they were great. They were just magnificent. And my dad brought me back to meet the puppeteers, usually hand puppets, and the puppeteers would give me hints how I could make my own show. And I said, I would just love to do a show in a store window one day. And I put it aside, and I met Olga, and we started doing a lot of television and touring. And then we did Shining Time Station. We were the jukebox band in Shining Time Station. And the show was a huge hit. And in, I think it was 1990, they issued toys from Shining Time Station, which was really a rush to have our puppets turned into toys and tapes and T-shirts and trays and all that kind of stuff. And they were going to have this huge release party at Bloomingdale's. And the producer said to me, "We should put these puppets on display." I said, "No, we should do them in the window." And he said, "Oh, what a great idea." So they spoke to Bloomingdale's people, and they gave us that beautiful side window so you could get it from these sides. And I designed a stage that the Bloomingdale window people built for us, marionettes and hand puppets. And we were so excited. I mean, we got to bring these puppets to everybody that they had just seen on TV, and it was a huge Thomas Day there. And we wake up that morning, and the weather was
Terrible weather.
terrible. I mean, it was
Sleet
slushing from the
and
sky.
slush, yeah.
Right? And so we went there. So what? We're still going to do it. We're going to have fun. What the heck? So we're backstage. I think it was probably 8:30 in the morning, and it was just, you could hear the car slipping and sliding. And we said, well, here we go. And the curtain opened, and they were lined up into the street. That's why we're hearing cars honking, because people couldn't get past them.
Halfway.
Yeah, kids on the shoulders and stuff like that, there to see the jukebox band.
For every show.
10 of them.
10 of them.
Yeah, and that's why I realized once is enough here. No, I do it again. It was so much fun. But really, to be able to accomplish that with our own show, with our own puppets, for all those people that just saw them on television, I know when I saw TV puppets in person, my imagination just flew. And I know that we hit that spot, that sweet spot with a lot of kids who were there too.
some of the best Christmases ever. We, of course, had 2 shows a day from Thanksgiving Day all the way through January 6th, usually.
In his permanent theater.
In the theater.
On Barrow
in the theater.
Street.
Yep. And it was great. We do whatever play we were doing, Winnie the Pooh or Alice or Pinocchio or Whistling Wizard. And then afterwards, we'd have a 20-minute holiday themed show, and we'd do Christmas and Hanukkah and mystical things and all of the different legends and the solstice tales, and I just loved it. I looked so forward to it.
Full houses.
We sold out for 2 shows a day, every day.
World-class production.
Yeah.
And so you never spent Christmas at home?
No, we spent it together, and there would usually be a party after the second show on Christmas Day, and all of us puppeteers would get together, and then we all had friends in the theater who also worked on Christmas Day, so they would come, and it would just be a big happy Christmas party. Abigail? Craig made her for me as a Christmas present. It was the first puppet he made for me, and it was a real surprise, and I really love her.
I saw, when I was a kid, I went and saw Bill Baird do his shows at the theater, and one time he let me come backstage, and he grabbed a puppet to work for us, and he went on the bridge and he grabbed Captain Fletcher Scorn, and he got it, and he put it down, and it was like zip, his whole being turned into electricity, and I saw it go down the strings and come out that being that was now there walking around. It was amazing. I had seen Chuck and Sandy do that with hand puppets, but this, I mean, it wasn't remote, but it was still remote, and then he wasn't there, and this puppet was living, and it was amazing. I meet Olga, I see that same thing, because she was Baird's lead puppeteer, and she would take it, and I thought, I gotta look into her personality and see what can I make for her that she can bring this
and
to.
out came a mouse.
The greatest gift I could ever get when I was a kid was a puppet, and it was a golden age of puppet toys. Probably the greatest was Paul Winchell, the ventriloquist, and he would have, he licensed the likeness of Jerry Mahoney to Juro Company, and they did it up right. They made the little bodies with a hole and with a string coming out the back, but that wasn't professional. So even though I had them, it was one day I want to get the Jerry Mahoney with the hole in the back and the head on a stick. That was it. That was the Christmas mantra. I'd see Santa Claus say, thing, but they were very expensive. They were like $24, and that was very expensive. But one Christmas, I guess I was 12, there it was, sitting under the tree, Jerry Mahoney, and it came in its own cardboard box suitcase. So you could walk around just like Winchell did, and the head was on a stick, the eyes moved. I got the deluxe version, so the eyes moved. And I spent the rest of my forever going like this and talking to this guy here like this. And I would be on all the local TV shows with it, and I put glasses on it so it was no longer Jerry Mahoney. But but there were so many different toys when we were kids that were puppets.
Hazel marionettes. They had lots. I had an Annie Oakley and a skeleton.
I had a full line of Hazel because, I mean, it's all I wanted, that or the boxes they came in. Either of those 2 things were imperative. And so I would get the Hazel marionettes, and the first thing I'd do was cut the strings so I could string them long, so I could work them from the back of my couch the way professional puppeteers do.
When I was very, very small with the black and white television, I remember Susie Snowflake. Before it became animated, it was this little thing with probably 2 or 3 strings, just kind of floating in black and white, going like this.
To Rosemary Clooney.
To Rosemary Clooney singing Susie Snowflake. And I was enchanted. I've never forgotten it. And it's part of when we're doing our shows. I'm hoping that the kids that are watching it and the adults and everybody is as enchanted with our puppets as I was with that simple little thing on a couple strings. I still remember it.
Well, the holiday season is really meant to bring dimensional life to a child's imagination. Besides whatever religious implications, just beyond all that. It's where you dream of sugar plums dancing in your head. You can make sugar plums a dash and fill in any noun you want, and they're still dancing in your head. And I think puppets are a dimensionality that you can hold, that you can make move, that is really manifests an idea of a living being. And what better time than that than Christmas?
It also, Christmas is, goodwill towards men and getting together, and a lot of old pictures and paintings and photographs. Whenever there seems to be something of a Christmas party with kids, there's usually a Punch and Judy or a Pulcinella off, in the painting. They just seem to be part of what is entertaining, the entertainment part of holidays, besides Christmas carols.
When my dad was at Macy's, at Christmas time, once a year they would bring in orphan children, and Macy's would throw them a bash. And my dad would make up clowns that would be there and stuff like that. And then for a couple years, he asked us if we would like to do that. So with a thrill, she'd grab a marionette, and I grabbed we have a Santa marionette as well, a hand puppet, and we have a marionette version too. And a couple hundred kids would come through there before they'd actually see Santa, and we would walk around and jump in their lap, and she's so great at that. She'd always have the mouse riding on their heads as they go walking by, and the kids would come up and hold Santa's hands, and I'm standing right there working the Santa marionette, and I'm not there at all. I don't believe I'm there. I'm looking through the marionette's eyes, and they don't believe I'm there because I'm so much less interesting than this make-believe thing talking to them. And it was, when the day was over, it was exhausting and as exhilarating as it could have been.
My mind is just so superior.
Just like the lake. No, that's Erie. Your mind is so eerie. Are we ready? Relax, damn it.